Hi, my name is Lakshmi Kiranmaya Reddy Oggu. I have done the project Android operating system under Dr. Sainsu. Thanks for giving this opportunity for me. Today, I'm going to briefly explain about what is Android operating system and its features, brief history of Android operating system, list of Android operating system, the design goals, the memory, processor, device, file and security management, the user interfaces, the file encryption and the password protection, and the companies which are involved in the line of business. In the future direction and the conclusion, the advantages and disadvantages of the Android operating system, and the references which I referred to. And coming to the what is Android operating system, mainly the Android operating system foundation means which are built on a modified Linux kernel, and it is initially designed for the touchscreen smartphones, and the versatility extends to various devices such as smartwatches, tablets, cameras, and the automobiles. And the Android TV serves as a gaming platform. And coming to the Android open source project, which is well known as A4SP, it's the principal source of the Android OS, and it allows companies to adapt the source code to meet the specific needs. And coming to the development phase, it is a consistent and the rapid development, and the new versions launched every few months. Each iteration introduces novel features and addresses challenges from previous versions. Android compatibility program maintained by the Android open source project, and it acts as a safeguard to ensure the customization remains within the defined bounds. And it prevents unrestricted modifications that could compromise system compatibility and stability. And coming to the dynamic and adaptable platform, it is one of the dynamic and adaptable platform means the Android OS evolves through regular updates, and it is guided by a framework that balances customization with compatibility, and its continuous improvement of the operating system. And coming to the features, it has the open source, media support, optimized graphics, GSM technology, powerful operating system, application integration, large user based, and reduces development cost. And coming to the history, it has the Android 1.0. The version is 1.0. It has no code name, but it is mostly well known as Alpha, and its API level is 1. And coming to the 1.1, nothing but the Android 1.1. It is well known as Beta, and its version is 1.1, and the API level is 2. And the Android 1.5, which is well known as the codename Cupcake, and its version is 1.5, API level 3 with NDK 1. And the Android 1.6 is well named for Donut codename, and its version 1.6, and the API level is 4, and its NDK 2. And coming to Android 2.0, its codename is Eclair, version is 2.0, and the API level is 5. And Android 2.2.x version, nothing but the 2.2 extension versions are Froyo. The codename is Froyo, and the version is 2.2 extended versions, and API level is 8 and NDK 4. Coming to the Android 2.3, 2.3.2, the code name is like Gingerbread, and the version 2.3 to 2.3.2, and its API level is 9, and its NDK 5. And the Honeycomb is the code name for Android 3.0, and its version is 3.0, and the API level is 11. And the codename Ice Cream Sandwich is for Android 4.0.1, and the version is 4.0.1, and the API level is 14. And the Jelly Bean is the codename for Android 4.1 version, and its version is 4.1, and the API level 16. And KitKat is the codename for Android 4.4, and the API level 19. Lollipop is the codename for 5.0, version 5.0, and the API level 21. Marshmallow is the codename for version 6.0, nothing but the Android 6.0, API level 23. And the Nougat 7.0 is the codename for the Android 7.0, which has a version 7, and the API level is 24. And Oreo is the codename for Android 8 version, and its API level is 26. Pi is the codename for version 9, and the API level is 28. Android 10 version 10, Android is the codename for Android 10, and its API level is 29. And for Android 11, the version 11 API level is 30, and for the version 12, the Android 12, which is API level 31, and for Android 13 and Android 14, the versions are 13 and 14, and for the API level 33 is for the Android 13 and API level 34 is for the Android 14. And coming to the design goals or the architecture of the Android operating system, it mainly consists of the applications, the Android or the application framework, the native libraries, and the Android runtime, and the HIL or HIDL, and the Linux kernel. I'm going to discuss more about these in the next slide. Coming to the applications, the end user software programs designed for specific tasks. And the application framework is the set of reusable software components which provides abstractions for consistent app development. And coming to the native libraries, the compiled C or C++ libraries handling core system operations like graphics and the memory. Coming to the Android runtime, it is well known as ART, and the virtual machine executing Android apps, replacing Dalvik using ahead of time, which is nothing but AOT compilation. HIL or HIDL abstraction. It is a standardized interface between the Android and the hardware, abstracting hardware specifics for compatibility. And the Linux kernel. It's the core of Android, nothing but the heart of Android, interacting with hardware, managing resources, providing essential services. And coming to the hardware, the physical components and devices. The memory management. There are several managements like memory, file management, and processor management, and the security management. Now I'd like to discuss about the memory management. It's the Android battery optimization. Android devices are battery operated and the system efficiently manages tasks to conserve the power. Inactive apps are suspended using no battery or CPU resources until reopened. And coming to the memory management with Dalvik and ART, Dalvik and ART use paging and memory page mapping for efficient memory handling. And the memory changes persist in RAM and releasing object references is crucial for garbage collection. The automated memory handling in Android. Android automatically manages the app's memory. When memory is low, the system deactivates idle processes, starting with the oldest ones. Users don't need manual memory management. The process is designed to be transparent. And coming to the processor management, the foreground process, crucial for the user's ongoing task, and the visible process, killing would significantly impact user experience. Service process manages a running service vital for user related activities. And the cached process, it's not immediately needed, terminated when resources are required. Well functioning systems maintain and remove cached process efficiently. And coming to the device management, the features of the device management are device selection made simple, which simplifies device selection for MDM providers. And the Android Zero Touch Automated Enrollment streamlines device enrollment processes. Using Android's work profile, it integrates work and personal usage effectively. And managed Google Play for app management, which efficiently manages app through Google Play. And its overview is like the Android Enterprise consists of Google's executive APIs for mobile device management. MDM providers use it to communicate with and manage various aspects of Android devices. And it is released in 2014. And more about the device management, it consists of Kobo or kiosk code. Kobo is mainly referred as corporate-owned business-only mode with maximum control by IT administrators. And COPE, it is nothing but corporately owned personal enabled. It allows user freedom with app ownership and controlled by the organization. BYOD, which is nothing but bring your own device, allows user control with a separate work profile for organization-controlled apps. And coming to the file management, Android starting from Marshmallow has its native file manager. It supports the cloud storage, external device connections, and the third-party apps like ES File Explorer. Google's Files app simplifies file transfer between the Android devices, and the Cloud Sync technology in the latest Android OS integrates applications and it accounts with the Google. Integral device software allocates cache RAM for user files in specific categories like images, documents, music, APK, archives, downloads, and the videos. Android continually evolves, enhancing its approach to the file management. Coming to the security management, the Android security highlights are the uses IPC for secure interprocess communication, and it integrates Linux OS security at the framework level, and the application sandbox enforces security for native code built on the Linux kernel for robust security. And kernel security features which enforces the user resource detachment. IPC enables process isolation and threat removal, safeguards file access, memory, CPU, and device resources. And coming to the application security, it is a software sandbox isolates and protects the apps. Android 6.0 plus supports verified boot for system integrity. Verified boot like Android 7.0 plus ensures device programming integrity, cryptographically validates each boot stage, and prevents booting of tampered devices. And cryptographic APIs in Android, which is diverse APIs supporting native algorithms like SHA, AES, DSA, and RSA, and higher level protocols like SSL and HTTPS. Coming to the file encryption, it's Android 5.0 and later support full disk encryption, which where the users must submit credentials at startup for disk space access, available on Android 3.0 and later. Android 7.0 and later support file-based encryption, allowing encoding of files with different keys, which enhances security and protects client information. And coming to the password protection, the password verification option before granting device access, and the password verification option which the device administrators can compose password usage requirements and complexity guidelines. And coming to the user interface, it is most touchscreen mobile device run on Android, and it utilizes device hardware like gyroscopes, proximity servers, and accelerometers for various functions. And it utilizes the device hardware like gyroscopes, which like nothing but the proximity servers, and the home screens features widgets for live updates, and the multiple pages on the home screens with unique user interface. And it's a status bar at the top displays connection and device related information, and the users can drag down the status bar to display notifications, and the option to hide the notifications, and all apps screen list installed apps. Users can drag apps to the home screen, and recent screen allows switching between previously used apps. And coming to the companies which are involved in the line of business, Amazon develops Android-based OS for 5 devices and not an OHM member. And the BlackBerry, Jai Technologies, Lineage OS, Open Mobile Worldwide, and the other notable brands. And coming to the advantages and disadvantages, the advantages of Android operating system, mainly it's an open source, anyone can use and modify Android freely, fostering a robust desktop developer community and the third-party customizations. And the device variety, Android is on a wide range of devices, offering diverse options from various manufacturers, including the smartphones, smart TVs, and the tablets. And coming to the customizations, user can make significant changes, installing custom ROMs, random only memories, and changing launchers, and customizing device appearance. And coming to the app ecosystem, it's the main advantages like Google Play Store provides a vast selection of premium and free apps, offering diverse options for work, entertainment, and utility. And coming to the Google integration, seamless connectivity with Google services like Gmail, Drive, Calendar, and the Maps simplifies access for users. And it's a multitasking. Android allows running and switching between multiple apps and simultaneously. And it has the greater accessibility, which inclusive features cater to individuals with impairments, including screen readers, magnification, gestures, and the voice instructions. And coming to the cost, the main advantage is like Android devices are available at various price points, making it budget friendly for users. And the disadvantages of Android operating systems are the mainly fragmentation, which is an open nature leads to inconsistent experiences and delayed updates across devices from the different manufacturers. And coming to the security issues, criticized for security flaws, user may face risks if not cautious with app downloads, system updates, and the unusual links. And coming to the software updates, delays or unavailability of updates, especially for older devices, impacting access to security updates and the features. Bloatware. Coming like it's the pre-install unnecessary programs can consume the more storage and slow down the Android devices quickly. and it is an inconsistent user experience which varies significantly among devices due to manufacturer customizations causing confusion. And the learning curve is the main disadvantage, where the Android's numerous customization options may be intimidating for some users, like requiring time for comprehension and the usage. And coming to the privacy concerns, user data collection for analytics and advertising purposes raises privacy considerations requiring caution, app permissions, and the privacy settings. And these are the references which I took for doing this PPT and the doc. If you need any further references, I can provide it more. And thank you for providing this opportunity.